Thursday, everybody. April 3rd, 2014. Big shout-out, Team Glidden shout-out to Brenda Fair. Kicking butt in Alberta. Taking names. Oh, my goodness. Turning into an enrolling machine. Why? Because longevity has changed her life. Why? Because she's a decent, caring human being who is fed up with the status quo, fed up of, she's sick and tired, quite frankly, of being sick and tired. Everybody is, but nobody knows there's a different way. Nobody knows there's an alternative. Nobody knows there are science-based, clinically verified alternatives to the nonsense that the MDs bring to the table. But there is, and we deliver it every day through a grassroots coalition of the informed, a grassroots network of caring, open-minded, progressive, pragmatic human beings who have taken upon themselves the business of the welfare of humankind. You want to walk with people like that down the road of life? Then you've come to exactly the right place. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, your steadfast advocate for health, a naturopathic physician with 25 years of clinical experience, welcoming you to another live edition of Fire Your MD Now, where we say it like we mean it, and we educate people in the stuff that they can do right now in the terms, in the context of science-based, clinically verified alternatives to drugs and surgery. Not because drugs and surgery are wrong, but because drugs and surgery, like a gun, become dangerous when they are incorrectly, improperly used. A gun in the hands of a toddler is danger. A gun in the hands of, a military man, a military woman, will save your life. This is the deal. Your MD does not know what's best for you. They don't. They only know what they've been trained in. And you've been convinced and cajoled and manipulated by the pharmaceutical industry for the last 100 years to incorrectly believe that your MD has a lock on all things medical and everybody else is a back-of-the-bus quack delivering substandard, dangerous training, and the absolute opposite is true. 500,000 people died from Vioxx. Vioxx, the wonder drug to end all wonder drugs. Pain medication par excellence. Well, guess what? It didn't hurt your liver. It didn't hurt your kidney. It was completely unaddictive, and guess what? It did eliminate pain. Only one small side effect with Vioxx, death. Vioxx, a pharmaceutical agent, man-made synthetical pharmaceutical agent, approved by the Food and Drug Administration as safe for human health, by the way. A third of the doctors who work for the Food and Drug Administration in the United States have financial ties to the company whose drugs they're supposed to oversee. Now, we wouldn't let that type of corruption happen in any other industry. Well, maybe we would. I guess we do. We let the pharmaceutical companies get away with it because, that's just the way that we roll here around the world. We've given our heart and soul to the pharmaceutical industry. Let them do whatever they want without consequence because they are too big to jail. Too big to jail. Wouldn't you like to have that status? Yeah, I certainly would. You can do whatever you want with impunity. Well, they do. So let me get this straight. The pharmaceutical companies come up with a drug which they say is a safe and effective pain medication, completely non-addictive and safe. The Food and Drug Administration approves it as safe for human consumption, and people take it, and 500,000 people die because of it. Isn't that snake oil? I mean, the last time I checked, that was the very definition of snake oil. Isn't that snake oil? It's a medicine, a medicinal agent that's supposed to do A, but instead it does B, and in the process it kills you. And it's extremely expensive. Well, that is the very definition of snake oil, and that's what MDs roll out all the time. Now, look, every once in a while they get it right. The sterile technique, that's a good idea. Novocaine, when properly applied, that's a good idea. Mattress stitch, that's a good idea, right? They get it right sometimes. But when they get it wrong big time, and because they monopolize the marketplace, they get a pass. We give them a pass. Well, we don't give them a pass, but the powers that be give them a pass. Case in point, World War II. Outside of Auschwitz, the German pharmaceutical companies built a pharmaceutical production plant, inside of which they did human experimentation on the inmates of the concentration camps. They also made the inmates of the concentration camps manufacture the Zyklon B gas that that the Germans used to kill people in the concentration camps. They had the inmates do forced to slave labor, and they did human medical experimentation on them, barbaric behavior. And yet, after World War II, they traded their uniforms for business suits and continued to work in the marketplace. One of the members of the German coalition of pharmaceutical companies that was involved in this madness against humanity, these war crimes against humanity, Bayer. The same people that make Bayer children's aspirin. Now, the fact that you don't know this, the fact that at one point in time in your life, I know you've bought a bottle of Bayer aspirin, everybody has, is a testament to the overarching mental manipulation that is characteristic of a monopolized medical marketplace worldwide. These people get away with murder and war crimes, and they're able to continue to work. You know what kind of power that speaks to? You know what kind of money that speaks to? Well, something that's beyond our ken, something that's beyond our reach, is gigantic. It's like super gigantic, outside of our ability even to conceive. So, are we going to fight this type of giant? Are we going to fight this type of overbearing monopolization? Unbelievable power? No, we're not going to fight it. We're going to ignore it. We're going to teach people how to get so healthy with boilerplate Foundation Medical Nutrition Therapeutics that they won't need to use the pharmaceutical industry unless, heaven forbid, they suffer an acute trauma, right? Break your leg, slice your arm open, third-degree burn, whatever, right? That's what the MDs are good for. That's what pharmaceuticals are good for. But for most of the stuff that most of the people go to the doctor for, not so much. And this is our message, and this is our method. We're bringing to the medical marketplace boilerplate Foundation Medical Nutrition for the masses. Boilerplate Foundation Medical Nutrition for the masses. Because $25 million of federally funded research forwarded and done by the founder of Youngevity, my colleague, mentor, and friend, Dr. Joel Wallach, $25 million of federally funded research, 26,000 autopsies, and over 10 million blood chemistries and histopathologies showed that the majority of chronic illnesses are caused by nutrient deficiencies, period. It's academic. It's unarguable. It's an academic fact. 2 + 2 is 4. Nutrient deficiencies equal chronic disease, period. You can argue it if you want, but you're a fool if you do. Calcium and magnesium are responsible for over 278 illnesses. 278. Restless legs at night in bed, it's a calcium deficiency. Anxiety and panic attacks, that's a calcium deficiency. High blood pressure, that's a calcium deficiency. Muscle cramps, it's a calcium deficiency. Arthritic trouble, that's a calcium and magnesium deficiency. Heartburn, guess what? Calcium and magnesium deficiency. Which means that if you are suffering from these things and you supplement your diet with a calcium and magnesium supplement, which is good and absorbable, guess what? Your trouble goes away. But because of the monopolization of the medical marketplace, if I had 10,000 patients, if I worked in a state which lived as a resident of a state which licensed and regulated naturopathic medicine, like, let's say, Washington State, if I had a little clinic there and I had 10,000 people who had a definitive diagnosis of heartburn, a definitive diagnosis of high blood pressure, a definitive diagnosis of osteoarthritis, and they all followed my advice to the letter, And they all recovered from heartburn. They all recovered from high blood pressure. They all recovered from arthritis in the context of a regulated medical professional's office, directed, undergoing therapeutics, approved by the state, directed by licensed and regulated physicians. It would be illegal for me to say that I cured the disease, because according to the Food and Drug Administration, the only thing that can cure a disease is a drug. And if I proved beyond a shadow of a doubt with, $60 million of double-blinded, placebo-controlled research, that my clinical experience was in fact correct, and that calcium and magnesium at certain dosages inside of certain therapeutic protocols actually cured arthritis. If I could prove that, the Food and Drug Administration would regulate calcium and magnesium as a drug. You wouldn't be able to get calcium and magnesium anymore over the counter. You would only be able to get it as a synthetic pharmaceutical. Now, and if that doesn't outrage you, you're simply not paying attention. We have been victimized here, ladies and gentlemen, by an old-fashioned, monopolistic, Machiavellian medical model directed by the MDs, which has delivered very little other than pain and suffering. While we've let the MDs drive the bus, everything's getting worse. And I'm going to break this down tonight with slides, with music, with entertainment, in a PowerPoint presentation par excellence. My live health webinar for the masses. Remember, every once in a while we roll out a health webinar that's for everybody. You don't have to pay for it. No subscription necessary. It's tonight. Check it out on Facebook. Go to Facebook, type in Dr. Peter Glidden, type in Team Glidden, type in the official Youngevity Facebook page. Find the post. Join us. Unlimited seating, tonight's worldwide health webinar. Ladies and gentlemen, knowledge is power, and you don't know what you don't know. Everybody in your life needs to be on the webinar tonight. 8 p.m. Central Time tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Just go to fireyourmdnow.com, fireyourmdnow.com. Get the information there. Invite everybody in your life. Looking forward to it. Phones are ringing off the hook. 844-DR-GLIDDEN. That's 844-Dr. Glidden. Toll free. 844-DR-GLIDDEN to speak with me live. Let's go to Christine in Chicago and see what's cracking. Hey, Christine, thanks for the call. You are live.
Thank you. I had bypass surgery almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then in November of last year, I started having chest pain again.
Yeah.
Ended up in the hospital, had another angiogram, and found out that 2 of the 3 bypasses were occluded.
Yeah.
So they put me on a calcium channel blocker, told me I had angina.
Yeah.
I continued to have occasional attacks or whatever you want to call it. I switched doctors about 2 months ago, and he switched me from the calcium channel blocker to a beta blocker. And, of course, he told me to take statins, which I brought home and threw in the garbage because he was trying to tell me that, my high cholesterol was causing my heart disease. And I said, well, I thought inflammation caused heart disease. Well, that was the end of the conversation with the doctor.
Yeah. What did he do when you said that? Did he just give you the stiff shoulder and turn away and make you feel like an inferior little piece of seaweed, or what did he do?
Well, he started rattling off all this stuff and got really upset, like, how dare I question him because he's the doctor?
Yeah.
And I shut up after that. And I'm like, okay, I just switched doctors. I made my bed. I got to lie in it. The thing is I had lost some weight between one visit to the next. He didn't even consider that. All he did was look at my report, my cholesterol report, and just went ballistic because, of course, my LDL is 146, and oh, that's so terrible, and all this other stuff. And I just didn't know where to turn because I'm 61 and I don't want to go through another heart surgery. And where the blockage is, you can't stent it. And
well, the fact of the matter is that the heart surgery didn't work, right?
No, it didn't.
So inquiring minds want to know who took responsibility for that. Did the physicians who did the surgery take responsibility for that? And what did the doctor have to say about that? He blamed you. He didn't blame the therapeutics. He blamed you. Oh, it can't be their methodology that's incorrect. It can't be their understanding of human physiology that's incorrect. It's got to be you. You've got to have the bad heart gene, or, you're just lazy and you're not paying attention. You're not taking the statin drugs. You're not doing what the doctor tells you. And that's the reason that your heart's funky. It's not the outdated, old-fashioned, archaic perspective that the Mighty MD brings to the table. Oh, no, it can't be that. It has to be Christine's lowered intellectual capacity. That's more or less the message that you were given?
Well, I'm a difficult patient.
Yeah, so they write that on your chart, difficult patient, yeah.
Right.
Isn't that crazy? Now,
yeah.
here's what I want to know, Christine. Look, I'm going to help you 100% here, no problem. And you're absolutely correct that if that clogged arteries in the heart, atherosclerotic heart disease is caused by inflammation. It doesn't have anything to do with cholesterol. Zero.
Right.
It's got nothing to do with cholesterol. You're
I've been
absolutely right.
To the webinar.
Okay, good. And the research is clearly in postmenopausal white women, which I'm assuming you are. Are you a postmenopausal white woman?
Correct.
Then
yes.
Total cholesterol for you, the most optimal life-supporting cholesterol numbers is over 300. Your goal should be total cholesterol over 300. That's an academic fact. That, in fact, has been proven with double-blinded research. So, your doctor is listening to the pharmaceutical reps. Your doctor is not paying attention to the research, and most of the research, anyway, that's published on this is published by the pharmaceutical industry, and it's biased. So, the pharmaceutical industry will publish, they'll do 80 studies about the relationship between cholesterol and heart disease, and they'll throw out the 60 studies that show there's no relationship, and they'll publish the 20 studies that show that there is some type of mediocre relationship. The books have been cooked before the stuff is published, and I forget this guy's name, I should look it up, but he was one of the publishers, the editors of the New England Journal of Medicine. A couple of years ago, when he retired, he said, the medical journals have devolved into information laundering campaigns for the drug companies. For goodness sake, it's a ship of fools. I'm glad you found us, Christine. Stick around. We'll dial this in when we come back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Peter Glidden, your steadfast advocate for health, live with you today, Thursday, the 3rd day of April 2014. Speaking to Christine from Chicago about a curious heart condition that the MDs tried to intervene with a really radical surgery, but then they failed, and then they took no responsibility for it. And they just keep throwing stuff at her, hoping that something's going to stick. Now, Christine, here's an interesting fun fact to know and to tell. You've heard of the placebo effect, right?
Yes.
The placebo effect is when, something that has no medicinal value whatsoever produces a strong and persistent, measurable, noticeable physiological result, and there's something going on there with the mindset of people. Well, there was not a whole lot of talk about the placebo technique or the placebo effect until, we were taught about it in medical school, but it hadn't really risen to prominence. It was in the dustbin. It was in the back closet, and nobody really talked about it until they started to develop a procedure for bypass, a particular bypass procedure that they used. They did this new procedure and had unbelievably successful clinical results with it, which were way beyond the statistical norm. And the results that they got from this procedure, it made a few people scratch their head, and they thought, well, you know what? There's no procedure that's this effective. And so they started to look at the patients over the long term who had developed this bypass procedure. And as it turned out, the actual procedure itself was completely ineffective. It did nothing, zero, to increase the circulation to the heart, just like yours did. It did nothing to increase the blood flow to the heart. Mm-hmm. And yet, all of these people after the procedure, all of these patients after the procedure were better. No more heart pain. Life was good. No more shortness of breath. Everything was good. It turned out it was the placebo effect, that the people had invested so much faith in the doctor and so much money. And, this was kind of a new procedure, so they felt like, they were among the elite, right? Mm-hmm. The procedure worked psychologically, physiologically, through some weird placebo mechanism, even though the actual mechanics of what it did were completely, it didn't work. I mean, it didn't work at all. It didn't work at all. So this is interesting, that oftentimes the bypass procedure is completely ineffective. It's completely ineffective. And yet MDs roll it out all of the time. And remember, even if, in your case, it actually sticks and the bypass that they put into place doesn't get chewed up by the body, and it remains patent and it remains good, and, the life is good. The procedure itself doesn't get to the root cause of what caused the arteries to get clogged up in the first place. It doesn't. It's like building another road without doing anything about the number of people that are on the road. There's going to be another traffic jam before long, because traffic jams aren't caused by the road. They're caused by the crazy drivers on the road. So, right. So that's the situation. From our point of view, you're absolutely positively correct that this is an inflammatory thing. And so the intervention here to support and promote the structure and function of your circulatory system. Well, what's your current body weight?
175.
Okay, 175. So what I would do for 6 months is the one anti-aging healthy start pack, two anti-aging healthy start packs, 4 bottles of selenium, 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily capsules. I would do 2 anti-aging healthy start packs, 4 selenium, and 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily capsules a month. Plus, eliminate the 10 bad foods. Plus, start leaning heavily towards the consumption of food and beverage that's loaded with antioxidants, right? So switch from white wine to red wine, switch from bananas to grapes, switch from peanuts to walnuts, switch from coffee to green tea. Just go crazy for antioxidants. And, if you've watched my webinars, then you're aware that antioxidants are measured by their ORAC score, ORAC. If it were me, and I were trying to knock down serious chronic inflammation in my blood vessels, then I would hit the target of 50 to 100,000 ORAC points of antioxidants every day. That should be your goal, by hook or by crook. Now, the nutritional supplements that I'm recommending are going to give you a certain amount of ORAC, and you can add that all up. And whatever's left between that number and 50, 60, 70, 80, 100,000 is what you need to dial in every day. So you can do that, just by switching up your food and the beverages that you drink. And that is what I would do. But with something like this, with most things, we say give it 3 months before you judge it up or down. Well, with something like this, you need to give it 6 months before you judge it up or down. And along that 6-month continuum, if you pay attention to other things, right, your mood, your energy, your sleep, your appetite, everything else, you'll be able to know whether the program is working or not, because this isn't really a clogged artery protocol. This is a Christine from Chicago health recovery protocol, holistic health recovery protocol. And if it's effective, it should start producing measurable results across the board in kind of a feelable fashion. You feel better, things get better. And then once we've hit that target, well, it's only a matter of time until the blood vessels come around. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Could you do me a favor? Could you repeat? You said 2 anti-aging...
Healthy start packs.
Oh, okay. Start pack.
Yeah, Healthy Start Pack. Called an anti-aging Healthy Start Pack.
And
for selenium. The actual product name is Ultimate Selenium. Ultimate Selenium. That's how it's listed in the catalog. And the final one would be Ultimate Daily Capsules, 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily Capsules. Now, Christine, how'd you hear about us?
A very good friend of mine named Sharon, which I know you've talked to her.
Okay, so all right, great. So we're an independent, network marketing business, and there are distributors with Youngevity all around the world. So you want to get with Sharon,
right?
And she'll be able to get credit for helping you come in here, and she'll also show you how to get the stuff at the wholesale price,
right?
And she'll tell you how to take it as well,
right.
Because there's a method here, and you got to take it the right way, or you're going to gum it up. So the last thing you need to do, Christine, is, this makes sense, right, when you think about it. But from our point of view, there are 2 things that gum up different tissue in the body and that cause, things to go south, right? There's 2 things. Number 1, lack of nutrients. Your body has just run out of the stuff that it needs to keep your blood vessels healthy. It's just run out of it. It doesn't have it anymore because it's not in the diet. Number 2, you are unwittingly eating food a lot that's causing inflammation. But you don't know it because your doctor doesn't know it because your doctor has had no education in medical nutrition. Zero. I mean, right. Zero.
Exactly.
Right? And because of the crazy economics in this country, not just in the United States, quite frankly, all around the world, we have over the last 50 years gotten into the habit of listening to the people who make the food tell us what food to eat. And that's never a good idea. Monsanto doesn't know what's best for us. General Mills doesn't know what's best for us. Coca-Cola, PepsiCo don't know what's best for us. But, we kind of think that they do, and we just go along for the ride. And then our bodies are trashed. It's kind of like putting diesel fuel into an unleaded engine and then wondering why the car doesn't run any good. So there are 10 foods, right, that you need to stop eating. 10. You need to stop that immediately. You need to find a time machine and go back into time and stop eating these foods 10 years ago, okay? So, and your friend will also tell you how to get that list. So eliminate the 10 bad foods, get on board with these nutritional supplements, and then gauge your success week by week. Well, how's my mood? How's my energy? How's my appetite? How's my sleep? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then 6 months from now, I would get another blood test or some type of diagnostic array to check out how you are doing as far as the blood vessel occlusions go. Make sense?
Okay.
All right, Christine, you're the greatest. I got to move on here. I appreciate the phone call very, very much, and more importantly, I appreciate the trust. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we do not treat disease at all. We do not do that. We recommend health recovery protocols, which are science-based and clinically verified, the intention of which are to support and promote your body's ability to optimize its structure and function. And in a perfect world, conventional medical doctors would love us. Conventional medical doctors would support us. Conventional medical doctors would go to bat for us because didn't they take a Hippocratic oath? Didn't they dedicate themselves to eliminating the suffering of humankind? They did. So they should be thankful for the information that we bring to the table because guess what? We're physicians just like they are. So they should pause and consider what we're saying with earnest seriousness. That's what they should do. But what they do, what instead is inadvertently, without any research at all, without any oversight or overview, just call us quacks and dismiss us, as dangerous to the community. It's nonsense. In a perfect world, your objectively trained, scientifically minded MD would look at the skill set that we bring to the table, compare it to the skill set that they bring to the table, and welcome us into their theater. But they do not. They keep us out on the street. And it's just a tragedy. These men and women are not, they don't have integrity. They're not to be honored. They're not to be put up on pedestals. They're to be, You have to make up your own mind as far as your own moral compass about how to deal with these people. But they're the ones that are responsible for your suffering, not us. It's them that are responsible for your suffering, and they refuse to let us to the table. They refuse. And it's a crying shame. Every once in a while you find an MD who is on our side and who is a supporter and a promoter of the holistic method. Every once in a while. But those people are the exceptions that prove the rule. They're the exceptions that prove the rule. And so we go on and on and on. How did F. Scott Fitzgerald say it? Borne back ceaselessly into the past. Borne back ceaselessly into the past. Fighting against the tide. Well, I guess this is our lot in life. I'm not bemoaning my fate. Well, I guess I am a little bit here, bemoaning my fate. But, there is another way. And it's science-based and clinically verified. It's developed and delivered by physicians. It's based on published research, and it works. Why MDs don't want to know this is a startling testimony to their intellectual cowardness and to their rank and file professional stubbornness before the fact. One more reason, of course, I guess, to fire your medical doctor when it comes to dealing with a chronic disease. Like Dr. Phil says, how's that working for you? How's the drugs and surgery working for you? Well, they weren't working so good for Christine from Chicago, were they? Weren't working so good for her. So she was smart enough to find somebody who knew, guess what, there's another way to support and promote the structure and function of your cardiovascular system. It's the holistic medical nutrition way. I'm very excited for the results she's going to experience. Melissa in North Kakalaki is up next. Stick around. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Thursday, April 3rd, 2014. Thursday, April 3rd, 2014. Thank you so much for tuning in and turning on to another live edition of Fire Your MD Now. And when we say it, we mean it like a heart attack. Let's go to North Carolina and talk to Melissa. Hey, Melissa. Thanks for the call. You are live.
Hi, Dr. Glidden.
What's going on, Melissa?
We touched base on one child, and I said I was going to finish up the family to get your recommendations. My story is very similar to Christine's. Doctors are, surprised that I'm even alive after what they did to me. They are, and I'm going to touch base with the easy first. My daughter, not thirsty. I cannot get the child to drink at all. She's 5. She says nothing tastes good. And also damage from DTP vaccine. She has eye issues, ear issues, and hearing issues.
How old is she?
She's 5. It happened the day of the vaccine.
Yeah, okay. So there's a homeopathic medicine that may be indicated here. If there are any classical homeopaths listening, they're all fainting right now or rising up in arms, and they're going to put a petition together to have me kicked out of the homeopathic society. Because homeopathic medicine is rarely, if ever, prescribed based on the diagnosis. Right? I could have 5 children, quintuplets, all with exactly the same genetics, and they all have insomnia or nightmares or whatever. And it's entirely possible and most probable that in order for each of the 5 kids to recover, or let's say bronchitis or pneumonia, all right, pneumonia. Let's say they all have pneumonia, and they've all given it to each other, so it's the same bug in the same bodies, and they all have a definitive diagnosis of pneumonia, each one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they have the same genes, even though it's the same bug, even though they live in the same family, it is entirely possible, the same house, it is entirely possible with homeopathy that for each one of them to recover, they would each need a different homeopathic medicine, because the homeopathic medicines are not based upon the diagnosis of the illness, but upon the symptoms that the sick person is expressing to the world. So there are, however, exceptions to this big rule. And sometimes when it comes to vaccinosis, which is the technical term for net negative effects generated by vaccinations, there is a homeopathic medicine to lean on first. It's homeopathic Thuja occidentalis. You spell that T like Thomas, H-U-J-A. T-H-U-J-A. Second word, O-C-C-I, D like David, E, N like Nancy, T like Thomas, A-L-I-S. Thuja occidentalis. I would get it in the 200C or the 200CK strength, and I would give this child 2 pellets orally of Thuja 200C once a day for 7 days. 2 pellets orally of Thuja 200C once a day for 7 days. That's what I would do. It can't hurt. If you give it for 7 days, it possibly could turn the tide here and help to stimulate recovery in a remarkable sense. However, in addition to this, right, what we want to do is provide the child's body with the raw materials that it needs to rally to the cause and fix itself in the ability that it is able to the ability that it is able to the degree that it is able to, which neither I nor anybody else knows. We can't know that. We know that the body can fix itself, and so we just give the body everything it needs and get out of the way and keep our fingers crossed, right? So in order to support and promote the structure and function of the human body here, the recommendation would be 1 healthy brain and heart pack. 1 healthy brain and heart pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month. How much does the child weigh?
She weighs 60 pounds.
60. All right. So you want to give her 1 healthy brain and heart pack. That'll last 2 months. So you give her half her dose of everything, plus eliminate the 10 bad foods. And I would also get 1 bottle of Cherry Mints a month. 1 bottle of Cherry Mints a month, and give her the full dose, which is an ounce a day. 1 tablespoon in the morning and 1 tablespoon in the afternoon or the evening, plus a diet that's extremely high in cholesterol. Eliminate the 10 bad foods. Keep your fingers crossed, Melissa, and call me back in 21 days after she's started this program. Try the homeopathic Thuja 2. I think we may be surprised.